Hey guys, it's Dana and I am back doing my June favorites early because next week is quarter end and I have a lot of ground to make up, but I saw somebody else post June favorites early like this morning, so I was like, why not film it and do it early so I'm not thinking about, oh, I need to do this for YouTube when I should be thinking about just closing business Monday to Friday this week at work. So one thing that I will say with this month of June, I have had a huge focus on self-development, and if you follow me on Instagram and anything like that, you probably will have seen that really trying to take the best care of myself that I can. And I will say that is because I'm going through, or yes, I'm still going through it, breakup. And yeah, I really do not want to cry in this video. So Jason and I broke up basically it was May 30th. So it's not quite a month yet. So yes, a lot of wounds are still fresh. But I did want to do some different things in my video, kind of talk about, besides hair care and makeup and all that stuff and those fun things that I like, I actually wanted to talk about music, and specifically music as therapy, because to me music is a tool for therapy, and I have a playlist that I created that is like everything to do with heartbreak, but it's been actually really helpful. So towards the end of the video I will talk about that, and I am going to actually make the initiative to do timestamps for this video, so that if you just want to see a certain section, like I'm going to talk about perfume, hair care, makeup, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So some technology related things like my Fitbit, which I'm not wearing right now, but I am going to grab in a second. And then I'm going to talk about my musical playlist. Okay guys, so on to my very first favorite of the month. It is a perfume that I picked up, and I should have asked my coworker Michele how to pronounce this correctly because it's Italian. Acqua di Parma Blu Mediterraneo Mandorlo di Sicilia, or I could ask my sister-in-law, she's Italian. Anyways, I did pick this up, and it has been a favorite by far for the month of June. It is a perfume that smells like almond, vanilla. The notes in it I did look up. It's almond, vanilla, and it's sweet and it's powdery, and it's amazing. It smells so good. There's definitely also some fruit in it too, like a little slight, just the ever so slight, I think it's lemon, which would make sense from the region that they're basing it on. So this I did get from Holt Renfrew, and it was a smaller bottle, and it was, I think it was about $110, so it wasn't an inexpensive purchase, but yeah, I did do some shopping to make myself feel better during the course of this month, and I definitely, you know, I don't regret anything that I purchased. It's a way that I was, you know, trying to make myself feel better. It's a favorite that I got towards the end of May, but I have been carrying it all the time. Again, this is from Rejuvabeads, and it is the Saddle Bag, I believe is the name of it. And this is going to be for sure my go-to summer bag. I absolutely love this, and I'm thinking about maybe doing a bag collection. I don't have a ton, but I do have a few. A lot of them are actually Rejuvabeads. I do really like her bags a lot. So a big kick that I've been on this month was neutral shoes, or nude colored shoes, and I really needed a good pair of shoes to walk to work in. Being a type 1 diabetic, foot care is important, and my godmother was in the last weekend of May to see me, and we talked a little bit about it, but I do know that for walking I do need good shoes, and these are some Converse in a nice nude color, and yeah, I am really enjoying them. Then the weekend it was a long weekend in May, and went out and bought that bag, I saw these shoes from Jessica Simpson, and they have been on my mind ever since. DSW is where I got them, and it's where I got the Converse and the other pair of shoes that I will show you. So yes, they send out a 15% off coupon when you make a purchase there, and I had done a purchase that weekend, and you have like a month to use it. So I used it on all of these shoes that I purchased, but yes, these are from Jessica Simpson. They are a platform, and they are nude, and they are actually quite comfortable. Not as comfortable as the other pair I'm about to show, but they are good, and I feel like I could wear them to work, or I can wear them out, and they're very transitional. Nude shoes do make your legs look fantastic, and that's kind of why I bought them. So the last in my shoes are from, again, they're from the DSW, but they are 9 West, and it's a block heel. So these are super comfortable to walk in. I actually wore them at work yesterday, and that's the other thing that I really like about them. They're very versatile, so you can dress these up. I can totally wear this to work and feel like it's appropriate in the summertime, and I can wear it going out, more casual, dress it down. So I am loving these shoes. They are so comfortable. And if you've been watching me at all, you know that I use Monat, and I also sell Monat, and I'm going to actually do an update on Monat coming up soon. A friend of mine is going to help me with some camera settings, and I am going to get him to shoot some pictures for my after results of the Monat. So look for a video on that. But just quickly to my favorites, I will start off with the styling products that I've been loving, and this, I'm pretty sure most of this is not new, but these are my favorites, and it is what it is. So I love their dry shampoo. This is actually Third Day Hair, and I used the dry shampoo this morning. My hair was a little bit oily, but not too bad. I knew that I was going to be filming, so I wanted it to look my best, so I did that. And then, of course, I also have their Refine Control Hairspray, which is what is on my hair right now. And then when I blow dry my hair, I have been using the blowout cream. So that is definitely one of my favorites. I will say that I am consciously trying to not heat style as much for the health of my hair, but this will also protect, so I mean, that is good. The other thing that I have been using is the Rejuvabeads, which is the split end mender, and I did actually get a haircut at the end of May, and so she cut a good amount of my split ends off, but I will say that this is helping heal and mend them when I do have them. This is usually what I use to finish. It is the Rejuveniqe oil. So after I style my hair, either curly or straight, I just take a little bit of this, literally just not even a pea-sized amount, and put it through my hands and then work it through my hair, and it helps tame the flyaways and gives a nice shine and everything. So those are the styling products. And then, really, as no surprise, this has been my favorite for a while in terms of my combination. It's the smoothing shampoo and the smoothing deep conditioner. I love these, and this is actually now a package, the blowout cream with the smoothing shampoo and the smoothing deep conditioner. So these you can buy as a set. And I will list my link below in case you would like to purchase from me. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I would get a small commission, just so you know. But yeah, if you want to buy anything, my link is always in the description of my video. And if you have questions, definitely. I think the best place to reach out to me regarding Monat is probably on Instagram, because then I can see pictures of you and your hair, and I'll have questions about your hair type and what your goals are for your hair, and be able to help you out the best with your hair care needs that way. And my Instagram account is below as well too, but everything on my social for personal stuff is Type 1 Dana. So I actually have on everything, and I did it totally deliberately when I was getting ready this morning. I put on everything that I've been using pretty much as my go-to for this month in terms of makeup. So yes, these are all of my makeup favorites that literally I've used pretty much every single day. Either there's some things where there's multiples of it, but yeah, I will jump right into that. So this here, which is definitely getting close to the bottom, and I'm still torn on whether or not I'll get another one of these. I do really love it. I love the coconut scent, and the Photo Finish primer water and setting spray is very good. So we'll see. The other thing that I've been loving is the cucumber and green tea from Rejuvabeads. This I use sometimes as a finishing spray, but usually I use it in my in-between step when I am pouncing out, and I'm just looking here for it. Okay. When I am pouncing out basically my foundation, and then I put on my concealer, then I spray, and then I pounce it out with this, and it's just a Real Techniques blender, not the actual Beauty blender. I do prefer the Real Techniques over the Beauty blender, and I think it's because of this flat side, just the way that it's shaped. I prefer it, and the whole texture and everything. I have bought beauty blenders in the past. I don't think they're worth it. I think the Real Technique ones are much better. So what I've been loving for my lips, and I have this sitting on a little counter as I leave the house, it is Naked. And it's in the old packaging from Urban Decay, which I prefer. I hate that they changed their packaging. I really like lipstick packaging like this, where it comes up like that. For me, I find it easier to apply, but whatever, they changed it. But I do love this shade a lot. Something that I picked up is the Buxom Gloss. This is the holographic gloss, and I do also have it on right now in Camilla. And I have a number of these Buxom glosses, which I really like. And I will say one of the things that I kind of learned about myself, or not learned, I knew about myself in relationships, is I am a people pleaser, and I do things to please my partner, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But I actually stopped wearing these lip glosses or any kind of tingly lip glosses when I was with Jason, because he didn't like them. He didn't like the way they felt. But at least that's one thing I can do now with no worry. Then for mascara, this has been in my monthly favorite since I started doing this. It is a It Cosmetic Tight Line. I absolutely love it, and I've really enjoyed the Tarte Gifted mascara. I don't know that I would necessarily purchase it again. I basically got it free in a bundle from Tarte, but I might. We'll see. But yeah, I have really been loving it a lot. And it's not waterproof, so it doesn't come off easily. Like, I've actually worn it when working out, and if I'm like super sweaty, it'll come off. But if I'm just light sweat, it doesn't come off. So it's pretty good. And I do like kind of changing it up a little bit with the mascaras, because I found that the waterproof ones were caking up and I couldn't get it all off and just were annoying me. So yeah, ooh, this green tea is one of my favorites, and I need a sip right now. Highlighters, not a lot has changed. The Amrezy highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills is still completely in my favorites. I don't actually have it on my face, but I put a little bit on my collarbone. What I do have on is my highlight today is the Ambient Strobe Metallics from Hourglass. I love this. It is fantastic. And what I use to put them on, this is another thing, I don't think I've shared my brushes with you guys much, so I thought I would put them in as well too. And what I use to put on my highlight is this brush from Real Techniques, which was a Christmas gift from my mother and my stepfather, of course, too. Then next on to bronzing, I have been loving this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. So yes, I will use this first, kind of as a sculpting, and then this Sephora Pro brush as a more all over to put my bronzer on. And then I also have another bronzer in here that I have been using more on my shoulders. So on the long weekend, I actually got a burn, and you can kind of see it still. It is starting to blend in, and I've been trying to wear more tops like this when I'm outside, because I want to try and like get rid of these tan lines. But a way that I've been trying to blend it in is with this, and this was actually a gift from Jared and Marlene last year on my birthday. And this is from Too Faced. It's their Sweet Tea bronzer, and it's pretty close to, like, I have a good little while. I think it might get me through this summer, but yeah, that was a great gift from them. So something that is totally been on my channel a lot, and I love it, is Exposed from Tarte. It will always be one of my favorite blushes. It's just, it's simple, it's easy. It's what I have on today, along with, of course, over top of it, I have the Rockateur from Benefit. And again, this is forever favorite. Who's burning down West Queen West? More brushes that I use. So I use this to put on my blush. And then for my face powders that I have been loving, it's Hourglass Ambient Light in Ethereal Light. And I use this brush under my eyes. And then, of course, my MAC MSF Natural in Medium Plus I use with this brush. Related, very important, clearly. I didn't burn my face. I actually only burned my chest area because I did have this on, or I had some sunscreen on over the May long weekend, so my face didn't really get burned, but my chest and décolleté did. But anyways, this Josie Maran SPF 47, I have been using it on most days, along with the foundation. So underneath my foundation, which is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting, and this has actually matched me really well. It's matching with kind of the whole, because there is a difference in the shade between my face and my like chest and décolleté, because I didn't burn my face. But anyways, I have been using the Beyond Perfecting, and it's been a good match to bring this all together. And on my lighter days of makeup, I've been using the Tinted Moisturizer, the Illuminating. Have been using, it says full coverage, but to me it's a lighter concealer that I will use with tinted moisturizers, and it is from Makeup Forever, and it is waterproof. And then of course my Tarte Shape Tape, that's what I actually have on today, is Shape Tape. For my eyebrows, I did do something just a slight bit different for this month. So this was on sale at Sephora for $6. It was just the wax. So I've been using the wax through the front of my brows with my Anastasia, let me get this open, with my Anastasia brow powder, and the Fling. I've been using that a little more so on the outside of my brows, just for the tails. This I haven't been using as much, except for the spoolie side I use a lot. And then of course, the Pro Longwear brow setting gel. And this is the brush that I use to fill in my eyebrows with when I'm using the powder. And then for my inner waterline, I've been using Nothing On there. And now we're getting down right to the end. So one of the things I've been using as this, it's a mini. It came from, again, a Christmas gift from my mom. From I think it was the Mega Pro 3 that they got me, and I can't remember when was it. I think it was this year, or maybe it was last year. Anyways, this sampler came with it, and I've been using it as my primer. And I have been still loving this Smashbox and Blada. I don't have all of this palette on my eyes today, just one of the shades for my inner corner. What I have been using a majority of and still loving very, very much is this Aspen Auvert palette from Tarte. And I think this is, if you are lighter, fair skin like myself, this is a fantastic palette for you. It is super easy to get a everyday look in it, and very light and natural. So if you're not a big eye makeup person or a big makeup person period. This palette is good for you because it's very neutral and you can create a look that is natural and works for you and your complexion, and I really would highly recommend this to basically anybody who's my skin tone or fairer and you want something that you can go to every day. My girlfriend Andrea, I believe, picked it up. We had been talking about it. And then the brushes that I use, this is the MAC 227. Along with, this is the Sonia Kashuk brush, which I believe I had mentioned in my return video, that I like to use this as my all over shimmer brush. And then through the crease I use this brush as well as this brush here. And these came from the Naked palettes. And one last brush that I do use, again, it's a Sephora Pro brush too. Okay, so this has been a favorite. This is a green tea from, well, it's not actually from Starbucks, I brewed it here, but it is like a mint flavored green tea. And this cup's been a favorite as well too. So on to some other things that I've been doing this month. And well, okay, so this I actually got at the end of May, and it's the Fitbit. And I have been joining people in work week hustles as well as weekend challenges. I do walk to and from work, and with this lovely weather I've been walking as much as I can. I live really close to Trinity Bellwoods, so I've been taking a walk around Trinity Bellwoods. Sometimes when I have less time I'll just do that, like one lap of the park and then come home. Or if I have more time, I will walk down to the Lakeshore and Ontario Place. And if you live in Toronto and you haven't done a walk around Ontario Place, you really need to. It is absolutely gorgeous. So that's really been helping with my mental health as well as my weight loss goals. I will say that, yeah, this month, it's kind of up and down. Thursday I took off a personal day for myself. I really needed it. I've just felt like a lot of stress and pressure at work, and then obviously things in my personal life were not going perfectly. And I had like a intuition about it for a little while that we might not be on the same page anymore. And yeah, I kind of internalized things, and I wasn't ready to have the conversation that we had until basically we had it. So I filled up that SD card good. Anyways, so yes, the Fitbit has been one of my favorites. And then the other thing that has been one of my favorites is CrossFit. And actually before we broke up, Jason got me a membership to Academy of Lions, which is close to where I live. And I have been loving it. It is very challenging for me in terms of the Olympic lifting. It is hard. I am not the most coordinated person in the world, and the Olympic lifting does require a lot of coordination, so it's definitely been challenging, but I have absolutely been loving it, and it's done wonders for the way that I feel about myself and my mental health. So that is another thing that I have been loving. And then apps that I have been loving, Instagram. If you don't follow me, please do. I have been posting a lot of pictures. I'm trying to see the beauty in everyday life all the time and sharing that beauty with you guys. And then I am liking the Woodify app because I'm using it basically daily or every other day when I am hitting up the gym. Start a new segment where I talk about my favorite playlists for the month. And I have a playlist on Spotify, which I will link down below. This playlist is definitely related to heartbreak. And it's not every song in this playlist has to do with Jason. I am 38 years old. I have had a multitude of relationships and a good amount of a few broken hearts over the years. So yeah, some of these songs have literally nothing to do with Jason, and some of them do. I will say that he and I are still communicating a little bit, and we remain friendly. Actually, I'm gonna give him this shout out because the Dollarama Life video was actually something that was his idea that we had talked about when we were together, but he is not a huge social media person, and he is definitely, like, I don't think he would ever be comfortable in front of the camera filming a video speaking. I could be wrong, who knows, we all change and grow, but yeah, he was in like, if you watch some of my past vlogs, he was in some of them, but just snippets and stuff. So yeah, shout out to you for giving me the Dollarama Life idea. I will have, actually, I've thought about a Dollarama Life video for T1D and supplies that I get from Dollarama that help me with managing my type 1 diabetes. Now back, for real, to my musical playlist for the month. I'm not going to touch on every single song that is on this playlist. I'm just going to kind of hit the high notes on the playlist and take you through them. I did kind of put together a few notes just based on them, so if you see me looking down, that is why I am looking down. The playlist has 2 Steve Earle songs on it. I am a massive Steve Earle fan, and that is 100% from my father's influence. He loved Steve Earle, and from a very early age I heard Guitar Town played a plethora of times, and listening to Steve Earle always makes me think of my father. But yeah, it also, Steve Earle is an absolutely amazing storyteller and writer, and he's a great performer. I've only seen him once. I definitely would go see him again. But yeah, he is just, yeah, in country music, he is definitely one of my all-time favorite artists. From Steve Earle, there's 2 songs on it, and the first one is Fearless Heart. And yeah, I really feel like that's me. It's funny because he's a male and he's singing it from man's perspective, so the pronouns are male, obviously, but I feel like that's me. I feel like there's one line in the song where he says, strong enough to get you through the scary parts. I feel like that's me, and I am very strong, and sometimes I needn't always be so strong, but I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to cry. Maybe in future videos I will. We'll see, but for now, we'll just say that's why I love that song. And then Goodbye Is All We Got Left to Say. That's kind of like a little bit more upbeat. Like, it's not like you're gonna cry your eyes out at the song. It's just like a realization that the relationship is over and you've said what you said and it's time to move on with life. From Lady Antebellum, Need You Now is a song that I have been listening to, is on the playlist, and it talks about kind of doing a drunk dial, which I may have done in my lifetime. I don't regret it. It is what it is. But yeah, that song's on that playlist. So this is definitely not a song that is about Jason. I will say this is about my prior relationship to Jason. There is a song from Maren Morris on there called I Wish I Was. And the line in it goes, I'm not the hero in this story, but I wish I was, because I had to end that last relationship. And basically, my favorite version of this actually comes from when she did it live at the South by Southwest. And what she says is totally true. When a relationship dissolves, someone has to be the asshole at the end that ends relationship. And my prior relationship, I had to be that asshole, and I had to end the relationship. And I had recognized that that wasn't my forever person anymore. And yeah, I had to have the courage to have that conversation with him and the courage to move on. And what's ironic is when that relationship ended, it was totally on its last legs, but the dissolution of it started in June. Like, I can see from some of the stuff that I posted on Facebook like 2 years ago around this time. In my mind, I was kind of already thinking that we need to break up, but I am stubborn, and I kind of thought maybe we could work it out, and I thought that until about the beginning of August, and then that's when that relationship dissolved. But yeah. And then kind of another song from that relationship ending that was on the radio a lot was from Little Big Town, called Better Man. So no, it's not the Pearl Jam Better Man, which I love that song as well too. And at first I was kind of offended by the name of the song, because I'm like, wait, you can't name another song Better Man, because most people think of Pearl Jam, and I do as well too. But it's a great song. It was actually written by Taylor Swift. Surprise, surprise. She is the queen of love songs and heartbreak songs. But yeah, I remember hearing that song when I was driving, and it just made me bawl, because there's a line in the song that's, how does it go? So yeah, the line goes, "I wish I could forget when it was magic." And yeah, that relationship, the one prior to Jason, that was a 3.5-year relationship. And I would say the first almost 2 years of that relationship was fantastic and magical. And that was, yeah, I heard that line, and I really, I'm trying not to cry, so, you know. But yeah, when I heard that line, I was driving and I just started bawling. So that song definitely, you know, when you break up in a relationship, and this is true of my relationship with Jason, it's not just losing a partner, it's like losing your best friend. And that's probably the hardest part, is knowing that's forever changed. One of my other songs on the list, which again has to do with not this past relationship with Jason, the one before that, is "Every Rose Has Its Thorn," and the line from that really reminded me of that relationship is, although we both lie close together, we're feeling miles apart inside, because we lived together. I have never felt so alone in another person's presence than I did near the end of that relationship. So, song which is from Blue Rodeo, and it's "Bad Timing," and the line that really gets to me is, "Maybe soon will come a day when no more tears will fall, and we can both look back on this and say it's just bad timing, and that's all." And I did talk to Jason near the end of, like, after we broke up. We had a very good conversation, and I will say this is my healthiest, most adult breakup ever that I have had, and it's just because of, I guess, the people that both of us are. And I have been able to remain friends with a lot of my exes, and my girlfriend Andrea actually calls me the ex-whisperer because of that. So yeah, I kind of think, you know, at some point Jason and I will be able to renew our friendship and be friends. For tuning in, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please do, and click the notification bells to get notified when I upload videos. And yeah, that is a wrap for today. There is definitely more to come. I do have a vlog that I am not sure about posting, just the content in it. I'm talking about weight loss, and I'm not sure, I'm a little scared to post it. We'll see. So stay tuned, there is definitely more to come for me. Take care, guys, and I hope you're having a great day.